And you didn't tell me we're gonna do that? Can't just be flying off the handle, just improv and stuff like that.
Do whatever you want to do. Why do you have to do what I have to do?
Okay. Guys, are you ready for this? Okay, so the last video we did, you asked me, are they ever going to remake Final Fantasy VII, right?
Yeah.
Or did they? And I was like, you know they're going to do that for money. Why would they not do that? The next day, like Nostradamus, they released a trailer to that game coming out.
Was that E3?
That was E3. Yeah, it was E3.
They also released a game I've been waiting to hear about.
And what is that?
Doom.
Oh yeah, Doom. Maybe sequels. But anyway, Doom. But anyway, we're talking about games being remade. All right. So today we're going to talk about our 10 games we think should be remade. Okay. So I already know what 2 of your games are going to be, and they're good choices. All right. And they're not on my list. Right. But I'll let you go first. Number 10.
Well, mine aren't in order. I didn't spend that much time.
Okay. Well,
I don't care about you guys that much yet. Alright, anyway. Doom. But they're already remaking it. They've already remade it. Doom 3. But that didn't satisfy a lot of people. A lot of people didn't like that. Doom 3. I liked it. It was good.
But did you like it the same way you like Doom? Like you want Doom... Like the way it's kind of creepy, but you want like more action with it, and you want more of the demonic stuff, I guess, more lit up, not always like walking around with a flashlight, probably.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't play through it a whole second time, so maybe I didn't like it as much, I guess. But I mean, that was also not my first experience with that type of game. So
it's about you wanted more like the original Doom. Is what you're saying? It's with better graphics and better
I wanted
gameplay.
To be scared, and I wanted action at the same time.
Exactly.
This was just. It was too much.
One way,
yeah.
And I think this new one's probably going to be the way you want it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I like it a lot.
Okay. I've got 12. Should I do 12 or should I keep it to 10 and just write off 2 of them?
Just do 12. Shut up.
All right. Number 12 is Shaolin Monks. Right? Came out on PlayStation, what, 2? God, so long ago. Like PlayStation 1 seems like a...
Was that even fun? Shaolin Monks?
Yeah, it was fun. It was awesome, man. We played it one night and almost beat the whole thing. It was like so stupid. But they can remake it, better graphics, and like kind of make it more like the story it is currently.
Is that kind of top-down view?
It's different. It's all over the place. But it's really fun. You can do fatalities in the middle of it. And I just remember stupid stuff like Kung Lao goes to Liu Kang. He's like, it looks like we're going to have to rescue your girlfriend, Katana. And Liu Kang goes, she's not my girlfriend. Like all defensive and stuff. You just like do fatalities and you actually unmask Shao Kahn in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he look anything like he did in that movie?
Oh God, man, we don't bring up that movie when we talk about Mortal Kombat. It's a sin.
How can you not bring up the movies?
But I think they're actually gonna make the movie versions of costumes for DLC in Mortal Kombat X. Boom keeps hinting at it on Twitter. But anyway, that's I think that'd be a good game. Anyway, back to you.
All right. One of my all-time favorite games, back in junior high, was it 97, 98? Man, this game, he picked to rent it, and I thought it was okay. But then one day, I actually borrowed the game from a friend and played it, and it just amazed me. I didn't get into it when I rented it. Anyway, that game is Castlevania Symphony of the Night for PS1, which they did re-release on Xbox Live with HD. And they had a better version of it called Castlevania X. Or was that... Anyway, they had a better version of it on the Sega Saturn.
But it's a different game, isn't it? Castlevania X? That's not Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, that's where I messed up. But I meant to say Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the Sega Saturn had more to it. Not a whole lot more, but if it's got more, I guess it's better. More is better. That game... It's one of my all-time favorites. I got into Castlevania where I bought all of them for the Game Boy Advance and bought the first one for the DS. And I was like, all right, none of these are going to replace that. I just wanted to feel that again. And so, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Wait, you want them to remake it? What do you want them to... what, you want better graphics? Like, wouldn't you just want a sequel to the game? You want a remake of it? What do you want them to remake?
Well, I mean, they remade Castlevania. Or not remade, but they started the series again. Or put more games into it.
I think it's as good as it can be on 2D, though. I don't think it needs remade. I don't think it needs to be 3D. Yeah.
Unless you're going to do go the Nintendo 64 route.
But what do you want them to do? Do like that Street Fighter 4 thing where it's like, you know...
No. Just do good 2D graphics. And, I don't know, just put a modern touch to it, a modern feel.
Okay. My next one is Golden Axe. You know, I had to include at least one Sega game.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that.
Because, all right, I'm scared of them to do it because every time, I wouldn't say like Turtles in Time or anything. Dude, you saw what they did to Turtles in Time. They fucked that game up. All right, that's why I'm scared to say any 2D game. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to do what they always do. They take the cheap way out. They don't redo the artistry and the graphics. Nobody animates anymore. That is a lost art. It's like the movies. Everything's Pixar look. Nobody's got the animation going on. I love animation. I love Vampire Hunter D the way it looks because it's animated. Right? I want these games to be like the way they were, except with better graphics and more stuff added into it, like the way somebody would mod and make, say, a brutal Doom. Imagine a brutal Golden Axe. Imagine adding counters and deeper gameplay a la Dark Souls into a 2D game. That would add a lot more to it, make it longer, and make some more complex stuff to it, and it'd be badass, alright? It's almost like a 2D beat-em-up kind of Dark Souls kind of game, with more blood and
I guess the closest thing to that, and it's not near that close, but still, Castle Crashers was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It felt like it was missing something.
Well, I mean, it missed a lot. It was kind of cartoony, kind of kid.
It was cartoony. It's funny. That's cool. It felt like it was missing like a deeper kind of combat system I wanted in it. You know, and they could do that with Golden Axe. You know, that'd be a good franchise. It's an IP already made, and you can go back and do it. What did they do with Golden Axe Beast Rider? What the fuck's going on here? Anyway, what are you saying?
I was going to add to that, but never mind.
Okay.
Because I wanted a game I just thought of to add to my
But be
list.
careful when you're thinking about it. Do you want a sequel or do you want it remade? And then what do you want remade about it? Anyway, back to you.
Remade?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just adding this to my list right now. Battletoads.
That's not even a remake. You want a reboot. You want them just to take the first level and just make that the whole way. Or make it like the arcade game.
A lot like the arcade, yes.
Make it the arcade. You remake the arcade game and like put that out. There you go.
Yes.
Is that it?
Well, there's nothing to add to it.
Okay. What was the other one you were going to say?
Manhunt.
Yeah, I knew you were going to pick that one.
Manhunt is a good game. I don't know. I just saw the box art, looked at the back of it. Something about it appealed to me. I never even really read about it or anything.
This is somebody who played it way after it was made. Like you played like 12 years after it came out.
I don't know. It came out on Xbox. So the original Xbox and PS2.
So you're saying a game that is over a decade old still held up to you because the game, the idea, the concept, the atmosphere was so good.
The atmosphere is
exactly.
main.
Dude, that'll carry over. And there's some old graphics, man. They did not age well, I bet. And you still liked it. Was it Rockstar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
Dude, that's like going back and playing Grand Theft Auto 3.
I'm not into Grand Theft Auto at all. I know a lot of you people, what? It's just boring.
Yeah, like they're all pissed off. What? Coffee falls off their desk.
That's it.
I think they're okay. I don't think everybody's obsessed with it.
But Manhunt is that atmosphere, and especially if you wear the headphones with it, because you can hear certain things.
Oh, I thought you were going to say if you wear like the clothes that they wear in the game, like if you dress up like the characters in Manhunt.
Wear the headphones, and you could hear some certain sounds that says, I don't know, maybe you hear a heartbeat and.
I'm sorry, I started thinking of that Don Johnson song. I can hear a heartbeat. That's really bad video.
Anyway, it's a great game. Play it. Atmosphere is awesome. And I hear the second one, the fatalities or executions, whatever you want to use, were so gory that when they released it for the Wii and the PS2, that they had to tone it down. They wouldn't let some of those executions be on there. Ooh. But on the PC version, if you go through Amazon and buy it, you can still have those certain executions.
Are they that bad? Did you watch them on YouTube?
I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Oh, you're going to get on PC? Okay.
I'm going to get it on the PC.
It'd be amazing to see what they thought was too crazy and what is out now, and if it really is. I want to see if that's really that risque. Like they're taking your eyeballs out and feeding them to you or something like that.
I still haven't beat the first one. I beat the first 10 levels, and I think there's 10 more.
Wait, you didn't even beat the game? I thought you loved that game.
I do, but put a pause on the game. I have trouble finishing stuff right now. Dude, I keep going to so many different things.
Man, you can't say you love a game and you don't even beat it. For me, when I love a game, like I'm scared the game's about to end. Like, please don't be over. Please don't be. That happened with me a few games. That happened with the Xbox Ninja Gaiden. That happened with Conker's Bad Fur Day. That happened with Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Let's stay on track.
I think Symphony of the Night. Okay. Anyway, so my next game is a game I kind of barely even played. It's Vagrant Story. I want to get into that game. I hear good things, but like those graphics are pretty outdated.
Wasn't it like junior high old?
I don't know. I was like in high school. It was like after Final Fantasy 7 or 8. And it's so complex. It's hard to understand or something. But if they remade that with better graphics and they kind of made it like a bit of a tutorial, because man, Dark Souls is easier to understand than that game. But the reason it's so low on the list, I never played it. I might not even like it. But I think if they remade it, it'd be pretty fun. Right? Am I right?
I just now remember the box art. It's another one of those games where the main character's got crazy hair.
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring up the fact that he's about almost naked. Alright, anyway.
Okay, well, this game's already been remade once. And then they released an HD version of the remake. But I'm talking about a complete...
It's not remade enough for you?
Reboot of the series.
Ninja Gaiden, Sigma, Black, Sigma.
Resident Evil.
They're already... You're telling me you want that remade more. Good God.
Well, the reason why is because I'm not into the whole tank thing.
Tank?
You don't know what they're talking about? The tank... Okay, you play Resident Evil 5, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I played that.
You beat that with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that's kind of tank. You know, you turn left. You can't strafe.
Okay.
Inside. You have a tank can't do that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Tank movement is when you cannot strafe. On all these Resident Evil games, it's like tank. Some people like that. They love that.
That's why I couldn't play those games. You could always play that game. I'm like, why?
Resident Evil 6 was the only one to not have that.
Yeah.
And you could move and shoot on Resident Evil 6.
I never got Resident Evil. I never got with people like that because you just... Yeah. I gotta move and now pull out my gun again.
I don't like that. So many people like that.
Any game where a zombie is moving towards you like that and you're having trouble killing it, I can't play that. I was like, I'm playing these games where I'm just like Ninja Gaiden and Dark Souls and stuff where I'm just thrashing these things and you're over there fighting this thing that's moving like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. But that was a beautiful thing about Resident Evil 6. Even though Resident Evil 6 was a crappy game, the only good thing about it was that they made the movement finally perfect. You could run and jump on the ground and be laying down and still shoot.
That's so weird. Like, the only good thing about Resident Evil 6 was the controls. It was just like the most important thing, the gameplay.
Yeah, the gameplay, but the game just sucked. It's so much stupid. They didn't capture the Resident Evil atmosphere. So put the controls of Resident Evil 6 back into Resident Evil 0, 1 through 3.
See, that's the weird thing about remakes, though. Because people never just remake it just pure. The only time that ever happens is when they make it HD. When they remake it, they're like, well, if we're going to put this much work, we might as well add this, take out that, do this. Even Final Fantasy 7, they're saying they might change some storyline things in it. So you never get a 100% remake, which will tie into some of this stuff. It only happens when they HD it. Anyway, my next game is... Which one is it? Oh. Man, this is going to go on our underrated show. Monster Truck Madness. This game...
Really? That game?
That game...
It was fun, but...
Dude, I'm telling you, I was trying to think, what are some games I had some fun with that if they would have done a few things would have been just badass. I remember having so much fun playing that game. I never would expect it. It had the worst commercial. Kevin Nash was just like, I'm going mad. I got madness. And then Dr. J, what's going on? I have Monster Truck Madness. I'm like, what is this? It's so stupid. You know, it's a wrestler advertising a game that's not even wrestling. Dude,
Monster like wrestling.
Dude, I love that game so much. I started trying to watch Monster Trucks. I was like, there's just so far down the redneck rabbit hole I cannot go. I can get into wrestling, but I cannot. Then I had friends. Yeah, you like Monster Trucks? They started telling me. I was like, dude, Monster Trucks is like wrestling. It's fake. Like the stuff. I know you never watch. Like people are like, yeah, obvious. Like, well, we never watched Monster Truck stuff. It's like they have rivals and stuff. There's a reason like Bigfoot's always winning. Like he's popular or Gravedigger and stuff. But it was cool because they had like my favorite wrestlers would have like their own trucks. You know, you had like a Bret Hart Hitman truck. There's an NWO truck, an Outsiders truck, a Hollywood Hogan truck, like a
What about Gravedigger, the wrestler?
Yeah, the Undertaker or something like that. So that's how redneck WCW was. It was all tied in with monster trucks and stuff. But the multiplayer was so fun when you were jumping, you were ramping off into that square, trying to knock each other off and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, if they could take that just push a little bit further with the graphics, the controls even kind of sucked, and I still had fun. When the controls suck and you're still having fun, you got yourself a badass game. All right, fix the controls, fix the graphics, modernize that shit, because I know you can't keep those same WCW fucking trucks out there nowadays, but just remake that thing and it would be badass. I would love that game.
And that makes me think of another series, but I'll wait to see if that's on your list. Alright, wasn't expecting that, but
yeah, I know, nobody was. I'm telling you, nobody expected the Mike Tyson assassination thing we brought out last time. We're bringing stuff you never heard before. This is why this channel is about to go viral.
Okay, for the original Xbox, Mechasult. I didn't like the second one.
I knew
I'm talking about
that's
the first one.
That's the other one I knew you were gonna pick.
Now, a lot of people love Mech Warrior for the PC, but that's you have to like spend a lot of time. It's like simulation. You have to
by the guy who made Dark Souls, I think, MechWarrior.
Really?
I think they made one of those mech games.
Now, I'm not saying that's bad, but I just don't have that much time to put in a game now, and a lot of my friends don't play PC. But Mechasult is just the controller. That's it. That's all you need. And the game was freaking amazing. I could play it by myself forever and just have a lot of fun. The very first one.
Yeah, I remember playing that a lot because that was like one of the first Xbox Live games you could play. And it had that voice things you could disguise yourself with.
Yeah. I thought that was so cool.
Dude, they need.
That didn't really have much to do with the game.
They need to bring that back. That was only in that game, really.
I'm just saying, like Xbox.
Yeah, they need to bring that back. Okay, speaking of made by Dark Souls people, I'm bringing in Otogi. Now, my friend played this game a lot. For some reason, I never gave it a chance. They made Otogi 2, and I didn't play that either. It looked really cool. I love the artistry. Then it turns out when Dark Souls creators...
It's an Xbox game, right?
Yeah, the Xbox. Original Xbox. And then it was like the Dark Souls people take off. It's almost like a movie director or a musician. Like, when you love their stuff so much, you kind of want to check out what they used to do. Like, oh, fuck, they made that game? I should have played that. You know, I almost kind of want to play Mechasult too. I mean, Mech Warrior and stuff. But Otogi, if they could just... Now that they're popular, people will play all their IPs. So you bring back Otogi, remake the graphics, make it awesome, add some more combat stuff you've learned since you've made Dark Souls, add that stuff into it, and you've got like a cool, instead of just the... Look, you've got the medieval stuff with the Dark Souls, Demon Souls stuff. You got like the kind of... I don't know if you would call it Lovecraftian, but kind of like a gothic kind of thing with Bloodborne. And then you got the Japanese samurai oni demon spiritual kind of stuff with Otogi. So then you got all three of those. That would be awesome. So, yeah, they should definitely remake Otogi.
Did they make one or two of those?
They made two of them.
They're both good?
They're both like the same. I haven't played them. That's why it's number 8. It's not way up there on the list because I haven't played it, but I would play it.
All right. Next on my list. Now, it's one of the classics for me. Quake. Actually, the whole series over again. That's it. Well, I don't know. Maybe not the whole series, but at least part 1. Part 1 was very different from the rest of them. It was more demonic, and I liked that a lot about it. That was my favorite Quake, but I liked them all. But remake Quake.
Remake Quake.
They have a lot of mods out there. You can do HD and all this kind of stuff, but
what do you want? What do you want to do with a remake? What do you want?
I mean, just like they're remaking Doom.
They're remaking the original?
But this is like a reboot. So I guess it's like a reboot of...
So Doom 4 is a reboot of Doom 1.
Well, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, dude, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that old. Like, Gears of War is a remake. I was playing it the other night. So that's why we're doing this. Like, Final Fantasy 7, Gears of War, all these remakes. They're remaking everything. Everything's getting a remake or at least an HD overhaul. So since we're doing all that, here's one people are putting work together and modding their asses off to make right now. And I think would be really great. Morrowind. I loved that Elder Scrolls game. Now you could take a couple things from the new ones, like the way that you like make potions and stuff, the alchemy, the stealing, the lock picking. That stuff's a hell of a lot better now. All right, the combat is a lot better. But Morrowind had the best atmosphere. Morrowind had the best freedom. Morrowind, you could just go anywhere, and you didn't have to like, oh, these things level up with you. No, you could find the best weapon in the beginning of the game. All right, you could make weapons and armor and spells better than anything you could put in there. The atmosphere of that game was so weird and unearthly. Like Oblivion was way too close to Earth. It was just too boring. It was just like everything was just like goblin, troll. You know, that game was like flying, floating jellyfish and these demon things, these imp things that shot things out there.
Those huge ass bugs that you can ride.
Yeah, huge ass bugs. You can ride and you hear them scream and stuff. You would have like you can just walk into a city. You didn't have to like open a gate and go into it. You could steal easier. You had like even ghosts, vampire things had like 4 arms. It was just crazy, man. I could just the way you would go around it and do things. Dude, you got to. With all the PC DLC stuff on there now.
I own it.
Dude, you're having that. You can turn into a. That place where you can turn into a werewolf. You had like these little pygmy things riding on top of like I forgot, wild boars or wolves trying to attack you. It was like crazy. That game was. So I know it should be higher up there, but I've played so many of these games. I might be kind of out of Elder Scrolls now. I don't know. If they could remake it and even make it better than the ones that are out now, it'd be awesome. Anyway, back to you.
Okay. So, another FPS, Unreal. Now, they made one on the 360, and it was okay, but they didn't quite get it. They tried to do the vehicle thing. Yeah, I guess Halo brought the vehicles in, and all these other...
Wait, what was that one where you were like, you could like float on these hoverboard things?
That's it. That's the one.
That was like an original Xbox.
No, that was not original.
Oh, wasn't?
Original Xbox had Unreal Championship. That was one of the first Xbox Live.
There was one where you could be like Raiden, wasn't there?
That was Unreal Championship 2.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, which I didn't really like, but a lot of people loved. I got a very good rating.
So were they going to remake it with the Unreal Engine?
Well, I guess so. But yes, Unreal Tournament. I loved it. So that and Quake, those two used to be the dominating first-person shooter games that people would go to. And then along came Halo and
Call of Duty,
and
that's what nobody remembers. That. You got to keep up. There used to be Nintendo and Sega. Now Nintendo's barely hanging on. Sega's gone. PlayStation versus Xbox. You know, it's always that stuff. It's with everything. You know, there's grocery stores that used to be popular, then they're gone now. So you got to keep up. It doesn't matter what franchise it is. You got to modernize. Anyway, next on my list is, where is it? Oh, okay, Shadow of Colossus. That's an awesome game. Then they got an HD remake, but you gotta remake that game more because it's way too beautiful. It's a game unlike any other game I've ever played before. It's got that beautiful, desolate atmosphere that is like it reminds me of kind of like a never-ending story combined with like a Panzer Dragoon, like just. I love that kind of. It's unlike all this typical cliche medieval kind of fantasy stuff. It's very, very different. And the epicness of climbing that stuff, people have copied and borrowed that kind of gameplay. But if you could just remake the graphics, that game would be awesome because people need to play that game more. And I think the graphics of the PS2, because it was made like one of the last PS2 games, are throwing people off. So they definitely got to remake that game and let people play, which should be even though it's really highly respected, it should be even more well known. And if they redo the graphics, I think that'll happen.
I like good stuff about that game. I'll have to try it out sometime. Okay, well, this was another game mentioned at E3. Star Fox. And it looks good. The only thing I'm afraid of, I don't think it's going to be 4-player co-op.
It's not. Dude, you don't need... I heard if you try to play it like on the third person watching the TV, you'll miss all the time. You got to look at the first person thing on your gamepad.
Yeah, I watched the thing. Like, you do have to do it. Like the TV is more cinematic type thing.
I think they're gonna screw it up. I don't have high hopes for it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But
look how stupid Corneria look. They still have it where you're just flying under like little things. Like it doesn't even look like a real city still. Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
So I just always wanted a 4-player co-op Star Fox, and I don't see how they have not thought to do that yet. That would just make Star Fox 64. If they just made that HD graphics, 4 players, Star Fox 64 co-op, I'd be satisfied with that.
Listen, I mean, need to make a proper sequel to it. They're always remaking the game. All right. Anyway, my next one is Rock and Roll Racing. That was a badass Super Nintendo game. I played the hell out of that game. Mm-hmm. Remake that thing. Make it even more people. Instead of 4 people racing, make fucking 12 people racing. Make it chaos. Make all kinds of weapons. Make more planets. Make more multiplayer. Instead of 2 people playing,
enemies.
You could be all you could
well,
be more people.
Players.
How about more commentary? That guy said like 9 different things, and you heard it a million fucking times. How about more songs? How about actual real songs instead of hearing?
Well, I mean, it was SNES, but
yeah, but you're hearing like rockin' like Ozzy Osbourne like in a BGM of a Super Nintendo.
Well, I guess that's the best they can do.
I know they could. Quit defending them like it's your kid or something. I know that. That's why they need to remake it, because it was not meant for that. It was made for now. All right, you bring out that metal. Bring out some maybe some other metal that was like too risque for Super Nintendo back then. Make it badass. Just thrash that game out. You take that concept and you make it just as cool as you possibly can. Just take everything they had and just take it as far as they couldn't take it. And you'll have yourself a badass game and possibly an IP.
Metal racing.
Yeah, whatever you got to do, man.
All right. That's a good one. I like that.
I've got a lot of good ones, man.
Shut up. Okay, well, this was a big impact on my life. It had a lot to do with my life and who I am today. Contra 3 and Contra Hard Corps. Those 2 games were badass. Although I never got around to beating Hard Corps because I never owned it.
Too hard.
I never owned it until...
I owned it and I couldn't beat it.
Yeah. But Contra 3 I beat the fuck out of. That game is awesome. I love it. Oh my god, that game was just amazing to me. So,
I don't start crying or anything. Alright, so this one's a little cliche.
I like how mine are so short and direct in the words.
I have passion. I actually care about what I do. Alright, so Ocarina of Time, I know it's cliche, but I think it would be great because a lot of people missed out on this, and it's got this old pixelated graphics, and I think this and Link to the Past, I can't determine which one I think is the best, but Link to the Past, it was great for what it was. Like that over the top, not over the top, but like top overview thing. I mean, that's as good as you need to be for those kind of graphics. But 64, it was just learning how to be 3D and stuff. Like, it was good, but man, we've gone way past that. So you touch that up, and I think it's better than the other 3D Zelda games because I think they were too easy. I don't know. I think Wind Waker's pretty fun. I haven't beat it yet. But God, that what was that one I played? The Twilight Princess. That was so easy. I hated it because the bosses were just so simple. I mean, I'm not saying Ocarina of Time had the hardest bosses, but it was definitely better than that. I mean, I don't know if I just like Ocarina of Time because of what it was at the time. So maybe it shouldn't be so highly rated, but I got it highly rated because I know if they remade that game, I would be playing it now. So I think Ocarina of Time is, I'm sure hundreds of people would agree, would be a badass one. Maybe even Majora's Mask. I don't know. Maybe that would allow me to actually want to go play that game.
The music from it alone is awesome.
Yeah. It's a Zelda game. They always get some badass music. Okay, back to you.
All right. I think everybody agrees with me on this. They just need to keep making more of these, but I'd say update the graphics. So many people might not agree about the graphics, though. Mega Man and Mega Man X. Make more. Make them.
Those are sequels, though. I'm talking about remakes. You're asking for sequels.
Well, okay. Remake them. I don't care.
I think they're good for what they are, but
We'll make like 2-player. Like you'd be Mega Man X and Zero.
yeah, that's it.
Add a whole new element to it.
Yeah, that'd be a diminish to it. I think what they need to do with Mega Man is the bosses get too easy if you use the right weapons. It's almost like cheating. I was like, it's not even fun, you know? You got this guy locked in all the way, you go over there, and then you shoot him 3 times.
Got Mega Man, I always found it's too easy or too damn hard.
Yeah. They could never find that middle ground. That's right. Dude, Mega Man X was way too easy.
Way too frustrating. Or then Mega Man was just way too frustrating when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You people don't know about that. You all like look it all up on the internet how to beat this stuff, what to do. And we had to trial and error.
Dude, there was one boss in Mega Man 2. If you didn't do it right, you had to fight him over and over. It took like 3 lives to beat him. What about these fucking Wily levels? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the
spikes. You don't know.
I'm talking about a Wily boss. It's like you go in there and you only have so much of a weapon. When you run out, you come back with the weapon refilled and only so many of the enemies left, and it takes like 2 or 3 lives to kill them. In Mega Man 2, it was so annoying. Okay.
God.
My next one is WCW versus NWO Revenge.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Okay, WrestleMania 2000 was great, but here's the thing why I didn't like the WWF games as much. When you get WCW roster versus WWF roster, WCW, I like all the wrestlers. I like even the no-name wrestlers because they're real wrestlers. WWF, you like only the people on top. You like your Stone Colds, your Rocks, your Kanes.
There's multiple of them.
Your Undertakers, stuff like that. You don't give a shit about using Road Dogg or The Godfather or Val Venus. Those are just stupid characters. But if they were WCW, they'd have something more like a real name. They'd actually have like a wrestling thing be free and stuff like that. So WCW, I liked all the characters.
Plus, I liked all those factions.
Yeah, I liked all those factions. I liked all the different wrestlers stuff. I want to use everybody. I would want to use like, even like Sick Boy or Lodi. I don't care.
The Flock was so cool. They were like
they screwed them up. They never let them win anything except for like Raven or Kidman or Saturn for the wrestling. But that's besides the point. I thought that was my favorite of the wrestling games. I was a WCW fan. Like WWF was cool, but I love WCW. I love that gameplay. If they remade the graphics, updated it, they could have the WWF versus WCW. Just take all the classic wrestlers from back then and make them fight, and maybe update the gameplay a little bit. Don't have the people who make SmackDown. Get the original team who made that game and give them all the abilities we can do now with games, and have them remake that game. That would be the ultimate game ever. WCW versus WWF, maybe versus NWO in between, and that would be the best wrestling game of all time.
Think of all the DLC you can do.
Dude, think about, like, you'd have Royal Rumbles over here with a bunch of wrestlers. You'd have World War III's over here. You'd have,
Halloween Havocs.
Dude, steel cage matches over here. You got fall brawls over here. War games where you'd have 2 rings and a cage inside of it. You couldn't do that back in those days.
Think about the career mode you could do on it. You could start from like some kind of fake local thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You'd have all the rights from everything.
Dude, I'm telling you, I should make a wrestling game. I'll make a wrestling game just without any licensed wrestlers, and I would make all that crap in there. But yeah, that's why I think. See how excited we get to talk about this? That's when you know they need to remake a game. When you get excited, dude, they can do this, do that, do this. Like, yes.
So they just got this 2K15.
Oh yeah, 2K15. It's got the newest wrestlers. Who cares about the newest wrestlers?
It's like 5 new guys.
Even the most popular newest wrestlers suck. And then you got all the newest wrestlers who won't even be here next year that you don't give a shit about. And they don't care about their stupid theme song and crap.
And you get the wrestlers you used to like, but then they turn into wusses.
People pay the most money to get the DLC for the old wrestlers. Nobody cares about any of the new wrestlers. We care about the old wrestlers.
Yeah, like Chris Jericho.
Yeah, God. You want classic Chris Jericho. You don't want this new... With the looks like that chef that you watch, that Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay up there.
Oh God! He stopped working out, started doing yoga. He's all fat. He's all skinny fat now, or no, he's just fat with no muscle. Anyway, that would be awesome. All you want is old wrestlers. Legends of Wrestling had it right with the wrestlers, but that game sucked. So that's the thing I do. Anyway, moving on to the next one. God, I'm running out of battery juice on here.
Oh, while you move on, I just gotta stress. Contra was awesome. So much freaking action. I never experienced anything like it.
We'll go back to that one. Yeah, it's hard for me to pick those 2D games because I feel like the graphics were good for 2D. I mean, I don't know how much more they could do on 2D.
Where you're on the freaking bike shooting at shit.
I know.
Yeah. Then you jump on a helicopter. You're holding on with one arm.
Yeah, I guess they could make that even better.
The missile.
Yeah.
And you're just shooting it. How badass of a guy can you be?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's full testosterone. That's how you make a game. All right. This has been remade kind of twice, but they haven't done it right. GoldenEye, Nintendo 64. They made one, what was this called GoldenEye? You fight a guy with an actual golden eye. Alright? It was completely off name. Those people should go to hell for the kind of marketing they do. Alright? That's like saying, like, hey, I made a new Battletoads game. Really? You come in, it's just got 2 toads, and they got like some like armor on, and they hop towards each other. That's like Battletoads. Oh, they're toads battling. I'm like, that's not Battletoads. That's so stupid.
I thought about putting GoldenEye on the list.
Yeah, dude. And then they made another one, which is like a little bit closer. But then I watched it. I was like, that's not GoldenEye. I just want GoldenEye with better graphics.
Now, didn't part of the team split up and make
That's
time
all
splitters?
Yeah, all those teams split up. You can't have the same team forever. I mean, like, God, you can't even have bands stay together that long. It's like 4 people. You imagine a whole development team staying together. We're not going anywhere. You stay with me. You stay with me. It's holding hands and love. No, they're working for money. It's a job, you know. But
It's the only reason Metallica stays together.
Money. Oh, they got rid of what's his name. Anyway,
he quit.
I would quit too. Here's the last one. I'm not saying they have to do it. I'm fine with the way it is. Well, Steve, why is it number 1 then? It's number 1 because if they made this, I would get this game now. I'm not talking about later. I'm talking about now. And it goes in point with the game that inspired this whole video for like almost 40 minutes.
I know. Vector Man.
Yeah, Vector Man. No.
Sonic's Mean Beam Machine.
No, closer. Geometry Wars. I love... No, I'm just kidding. They need to make more shapes. They need more geometry in that game. Think of the geometry they got now. No, the game that I'm talking about, I don't know if you're ready for this. Are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Okay. The game is, and I'm being serious this time, Final Fantasy VI.
Oh.
Because, okay, they remade Final Fantasy VII, but some people say that's the best game. Some people say Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, Tactics, that's the best game. But, you know, we're talking about the typical Final Fantasy games. 6, if they... Imagine getting to see that game, except instead of these little mutant characters, which works great for that. Imagine them fleshed out more, like they're doing with Part 7.
How old were you when you beat it?
I was, I think, 19 or 20. Because I played,
you liked it that much.
I played it through almost the whole game when I was a kid. But then my friend that was borrowing from me took the game back and then erased my whole save file because the save file would be on the game. So and then I'd rent it over and over, and then my save file would be erased every time you didn't have memory cards. So I finally got it like on PlayStation later on when I was like like a sophomore in college, and then I beat it then. And then Josh beat it like a year or two later on Game Boy Advance, and he loved it too. And it was way past the date on that game too, and he still loved it. So
never played it.
You've played Final Fantasy VI before.
Barely.
Known as Part 3 on Super Nintendo back when.
That's when I played it.
Yeah. Well, that's when I played it mostly, and then I beat it later on PlayStation. So I think that would be an awesome game.
What about Final Fantasy American 2, which was what?
Part 4. Yeah, that'd be good too. But I didn't want to pick like a bunch of Final Fantasy. I just wanted to pick one to best represent it. But all of them would be great.
The only one I beat all the way through.
Part 1. Part 1 was remade actually. Yeah, Part 7 is the only one you did. So those are our games. I'm sure there's some ones I'll think later on to do. But
there's always more. I can see it.
Yeah, there's always more, but those are the ones we think of right now. I mean, it's almost a 40-minute video. If you set through this, then we're really doing a good job, and we need to keep making videos if you set this whole thing. But that's it. That might as well be a goddamn podcast at this point. But that's it for today. We'll do some more videos soon. And you got anything else to add?
Fuck you.